Hello, welcome everybody. We're back. It's been, God, too long. 4 days, I believe. That is too long for me. That is way too long for me. But don't worry, I've missed you all. Sometimes that's the worry when you don't see someone for a while. You hope that they miss you as much as you miss them. I mean, therefore, I guess right now I'm assuming that you've missed me as well. It may not be the case. Anyway, I've missed all of you. I've missed streaming, and we're back. 4 days isn't that much time. It was only yesterday that I was supposed to stream and I didn't. I just wasn't in the mood to perform yesterday. I had some stuff going on, nothing serious. Don't fret. In fact, something good happened yesterday. I managed to get a new user of Turtle WoW to join us. This is no one asked, but I'll tell you, a very good friend of mine from my childhood days. I met up with him yesterday and I spoke the delights of Turtle WoW. He downloaded it. And I think we're planning on playing it together on Sunday. How fun is that? So another user to add to the burgeoning queues. Let's actually take a look at how many players are online right now. 8.8k, not too bad. But I am interested to see what happens with the server numbers over the coming days because, I've been following the news about the Southeast Asian servers and it doesn't seem to have been doing the trick that people expected it to. I think there are some technical difficulties that are to be expected. I've lived long enough now that I understand these technical difficulties are part and parcel of being a human in this age. Anyway, if I have more updates, I'll give them later. But for now, I think I wanted to talk a little bit about what I did off camera yesterday. So I said I wasn't really in the mood for recording during the morning. But what I did is I did do a little bit of life admin. It's not my life, but of Gennal's life admin. Actually, I'll discuss it in a second. But Fiora, I know we previously neglected to pick up your quest and write them in our quest log. But Fiora, I would actually like to take them now. So you would like us to travel to Astronar? I would. Okay, we'll travel to Astronar. We'll do that. And you would also like us to get some high perch venom from the high perch wyverns of 1,000 needles. Indeed, yes. Well, we will pick that up too. So I previously didn't want to get these quests just because they are somewhat out the way. However, we're low on quests at the moment, so we'll get all the quests we can have and make a decision later. Something I do want to do is, I know that AF was telling me earlier that, or a previous day, that one of the quests that we have in our log is a pre-quest to Scarlet Monastery. I think it's the Brother Anton quest, so we'll get that one done at some point too. Anyway, before I picked up those quests, I was just saying that some of the life admin we did for Gennal is we need to build up our gold reserves. We have one level to go until we get our 60% riding skill, and we have just over half the gold we need. That is not good. We had more gold than this at level 10, I have to say. But what I did do is I put a lot of items on the auction house. You can see here that actually our bags are very empty. A lot of that life admin went towards making sure our bags were nice and clutter free. So we put a lot of items on the auction house, including some of our valuable mana potions. We did that too. And so far we've made about 5 gold. If everything else sells, we'll make about 7 more. Still far off our target. So it may be a job of either not getting a 6% mount until, I don't know, some level far off in the future, or else doing some herb farming as herbs are something that you can guarantee to make money on. We'll think about that a bit more later. For now, let's remind ourselves of this quest here. So something we did do at the end of last time as well is we went off to get the Moonsteel Broadsword from the auction house in Stormwind. So we bought that because Jarl, this pretty jittery fellow, that's a little bit, I don't know what to think about him. Gennal thinks he's someone to watch out for. He's always a bit cautious around him. But he wanted this Moonsteel blade, and he calls it a swing blade. What he's cutting won't keep forever. I don't know. There's a part of me that so far he's wanted some very thick spider thighs, or very thick, juicy spider thighs. He's also wanted some odd spices. They're probably quite normal spices, but let's pretend they're odd spices. And now he wants this Moonsteel Broadsword. And we also know that there is a grave here that had an orc in it. So is he a cannibal? Does he like juicy spider legs and also is a cannibal? Well, let's find out. You have my blade. Yes, we do. That's a good blade. It is a good swing. It's a good swing blade. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now I want to try it. Later, I'll try it later. But like I was saying, thanks. Okay, interesting. What a weird guy. All right, neither of these items are that good. Let's just get the ring. Oh, we get both. Okay. And there's no follow-up quest either. Nothing at all. Is there any clue in here as to what this guy's all about? Nothing at all. A totally empty house. Now that is as odd as seeing a house full of clues as to what he's like. I mean, he has a house full of nothing. It's just a fire roaring. Anything on the ceiling? Oh, okay. There's some barrels. Can't see what's going on with those barrels. Well, left up to the imagination, I suppose. I don't know what to think. Graveyard. One fresh grave. One old grave. Some barrels. Very empty house. That's a very weird person. A Moonsteel Broadsword. What is Moonsteel good for? Can't be vampires. That's silver. Moonsteel? I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, let's make our way now back to the Shady Rest Inn, as we need to go and talk to Falgrim. So, what we did last time, to remind you and I, is Falgrim, he wanted someone to translate the Quillbore tablets that we found. So we found a Quillbore tablet that ostensibly has the plans for the blazing of the Shady Rest Inn. And we need that translator to find out what it is exactly, or what it was. Oh, crud. There is a spider there too. Who it was that planned the firing, the blazing of Shady Rest Inn. So we went to a goblin in Ratchet, and then that goblin in Ratchet told us to go to Stranglethorn Vale. And when we got to Stranglethorn Vale, we had to collect some, I can't even remember, some blue crystally things perhaps. For some reason that's in my head. For him, from some other goblins there. So we had to kill some other goblins to get these items, then bring it back to Sputtervalve, the goblin in Ratchet. And by the time we'd done that, he had translated the tablet. So we're now going to bring back the translation to Falgrim. I don't know if I actually read the quest fully. I probably did, but let's remind ourselves. Their writing is not exactly like ours. They just draw some pictures and you have to interpret it on your own. There are some clues that help you with grasping the meaning, but you probably aren't interested in Quillbore lore yet. That's where he was totally wrong. Gennal was riveted. She wanted to know all about Quillbores because she'd come across them a few times before and has always wondered, why are they so hostile? Why are these boars so hostile? So what I get from this, a band of kobolds wants to attack an inn. They go there with a raiding party, but they find the inn already burned to the ground. Then some angry pictures. I guess they wanted violence. Wow, okay. So there's a lot more to this Shady Rest Inn story than first meets the eye. And goodness me, we are finding it a bit difficult. Oh no, we're not. Let's just go up this path here. We found the path upwards. Let's just buff up a little bit, just to ensure that we're fully prepped for whatever it is to come. And move this over here too. There we go. What I'd like to do at some point, actually I'm going to do that now, is I'm going to make a mana agate as well, so that we have two forms of mana replenishment consumables right there. I think that's what the pro players do, is they utilize both of their gems. Something else I've been quite keen to do is to improve skill level. I mean, skill level is a bit like anything. You just practice. As long as you practice in the right way, that is, then you should improve. I heard a woman say today, she said something like, what happens if you practice things? And everyone was like, you improve. And I was sat there, the odd one out, thinking to myself, not necessarily. Not necessarily. If you practice, but you're always practicing incorrectly, then you'll never get better at whatever it is you're doing. You know, you're just reinforcing a bad thing. So that was a thing. I often think I feel a little bit differently to the wider populace, as it were. My mind, I think, works in a very odd way. I'm definitely not saying a better way, don't get me wrong, but an odd way, that's correct. Oh my gosh, this poison, 49% movement speed reduction. Gennal, I know you're on a turtle, but this is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Okay, let's keep going. I have to think very soon. Oh my gosh. A second crocodile. We're going to have to think very soon about where to go after Dustwallow. Gennal's being very efficient. She's absolutely managed to get a tremendous amount done in a small space of time. Now we know that Stranglethorn Vale is on the cards now. You know, it may not have been previously, but we've been introduced to the area. Sputtervalve gave us directions, and we found because we went there through Darkshire. So we went to Darkshire, through Duskwood, south of Duskwood, to the northern point of Stranglethorn Vale, and we noted that there was Gennal noted that there was an encampment of humans there. So we do have she is thinking that perhaps if she was to go to Stranglethorn Vale, she would start up there. But she's in two minds, just because she does have those few quests over in Desolace that she'd like to tick off. And then potentially the Scarlet Monastery as well. As those are mage quests. Okay, so Falgren. We have the translation. So it wasn't them. Unless the Quillboars are the masters of deception. We reached a dead end. Go and report our findings to Captain Vimes. I will stay here for some time to watch over the inn. I can't leave the orc alone with the evidence. I still don't trust him. I don't blame you, although he seems to be honourable. Okay, we will head back now to Garen Vimes. It just seems a bit of a waste, though. You know, we've just been there. I mean, should we actually go to... I'm thinking, should we go to Hyperch? I mean, I'm already running. I guess Gennal has made the decision for us. So there's a place called High Perch in the Land of 1,000 Needles, or west of here. Yeah, I do very strongly feel an urge to run all the way to either Desolace right now, or else, let's have a look at the map. Either Desolace right now, or we go down south. Down south to 1,000 Needles, and then through to Gadgetzan. And then to that little Steamweedle port, I think it's called. We could do that. Or else we can head north and we go through the Stone Tower Mountains to Desolace. I mean, that is a long trip. They're both long trips. This is the shorter of the two. In fact, I think we'll do it this way around. We are going to go to... We're going to go to Gadgetzan. And if High Perch is on the way, then we will stop there. I don't know if we were given a more specific direction. Let's have a look. So it says, wyverns tamed by orcs fuse as mounts. What is less well known is that the venom of a wyvern in some circles is more valuable than the beast itself. So if you're not afraid to do a little wyvern hunting, then I have a job for you. Yeah, no specific directions as to where we would go. God, there's some corpses around here, aren't there? A grave, a couple of skeletons. Theophrastus, very good Greek name there. A Beldun excavator. A lot going on. I notice as well, this is taking us out of the roleplay for a second, but they had the time for some reason. I think it was Chinese time, or, well, let's not say Chinese, but it was somewhere East Asian time for a while, and it looks like they've pushed that back to well, not UK time, but near enough. It'll be interesting to see how the server size or population settles out over the coming days. I also previously made a prediction that Turtle WoW would have a sort of a burgeoning population, what with the hardcore servers on retail opening up. God, can we get around these without provoking them? Can we? I don't know. We can always jump off the edge. Oh, we managed it. Good. Maybe we should just jump off the edge and use one of our little feathers. Can we do that quick? Let's do it. Well done, Gennal. Good to get some practice there. That's an arcane spell. And she's getting a bit better at arcane. Still an absolute noob at fire. But arcane, she's getting there. She's doing pretty well. Now, I'm just taking a look around, though, for the High Perch place. Can't find it. But we have actually taken a run down here before. What I would like to do is just quickly run ourselves around this area. Because I remember a long time ago when I played this game religiously that there was this little night elf settlement just on the edge of Feralas that had a flight path. But I think they only introduced it with Cataclysm. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what happened. Anyway, I'm hoping that it's still there, or they've reintroduced it. Anyway, I was saying before that I made a prediction that the population would burgeon with the popularity of the hardcore classic servers on retail. And what seems to have occurred is that, at least according to the YouTube video titles, I haven't watched all of the videos, in fact none of them, but the titles all seem to suggest that classic WoW is extremely popular right now. Oh my gosh, it's a little horde area. Yeah, the classic servers, not the hardcore ones, but just the straight classic, are extremely popular at the moment. And I still wonder if there's some spillover effect to private servers that are classic focused like Turtle WoW. I expect there would be. I'd like someone to do a small analysis on that, just to see with the inception, or I guess inception is the right word, of Classic WoW. Did that cause a spike? Classic Hardcore, did that cause a spike in the numbers for Turtle WoW? I would hypothesize that it would have done. All right, I'm not seeing any alliance places around here. I also am wondering, Gennal, can't remember what level the quests were around the Shimmering Flats, because that's a new quest hub too. I must say, it doesn't really appeal to me personally to do quests in the Shimmering Flats. That's more because I don't really like the aesthetic of the Shimmering Flats. I like the Thousand Needles. I think this is really nice. In fact, I love it. But I'm not as sure about the Shimmering Flats. I think they're a little bit boring. Look at this. I remembered correctly. And also, what level is Feralas? I kind of think they were almost at the right level. You know what? I've changed our mind about what we're going to do next. So, this is the edge of Feralas. Now, this is an extremely nostalgic area for me. I haven't been here since my classic druid, my first character. I don't think I've been here ever since then. I don't know what the need would have been, apart from to maybe clear the Fog of War to get the Explorer's achievement. What I think would be nice to do is to run through Feralas up into Desolace. Instead of going around through Barrens, Thousand Needles, and into Desolace that way, let's do it this way round. What a plan. Good plan, Gennal. Let's do that. So it looks like today's session is going to be primarily explorative, which I am extremely excited about. And just while we're looking around, let's just see if there's any appropriate quests for our level. Hello, Night Elf people. How are you doing? You're right on the frontier here, aren't you? But not the frontier against Horde, the frontier against the wilds. Calaran Windseeker, how are you? The wilds are fascinating, are they not? Nature has always been a mysterious guardian, with many secrets for us to uncover and protect. My name is Calaran. What is it you seek here, friend? Oh, that was an ominous friend. That's dripping in some contempt, that was. Now, Calaran is a night elf, and Gennal isn't the biggest fan of night elves, or the Sindorai, I believe. Is it the Sindorai or the Keldorai? One of them is the Blood Elves, the other one is the Night Elves. I can't quite remember which way around it is. I have it in my head that Sindorai is the Night Elves, so I'm gonna stick with that for now. So the Night Elves, they didn't help the High Elves when the Scourge invaded and destroyed their homeland. And because of that, well, the Dwarves did, and the humans did, but because the Night Elves didn't, despite being most closely related to them, Gennal has not forgiven them. And so actually this is one of her first encounters with a sort of Night Elf settlement. Despite being very small, she was uncomfortable around them. And as you could tell by Calaran, his response to her, to Gennal, they do look down a little bit on the High Elves. The Night Elves were the first elven race, I think, according to lore. So perhaps they have a little bit of elitism. It's sort of like the High Elves in the Elder Scrolls as well. They have a level of elitism against all other races, including other elves. So what we're going to do while running through here is I'm going to point out all the things that I remember from, what's the date? It is 2023, from 2005, 2006. Now, so far, what I remember is a lot of Wildkin, or did they call them Alkin? I can't remember. The sort of the Moonkin form, the Alkin form that druids have. I remember a lot of those. I also remember, oh yes, there was a horde camp here. We're going to have to make our way around this way instead, I think. And in doing so, won't we pass Dead Mines? Not Dead Mines, what am I talking about? We will pass Dire Maul. It's funny because when I played Classic, I was a druid and I regularly missed out on places. What level the beast? Oh, level 40. Okay, we're just about right. I missed out on invitations to many dungeons because I was a resto druid, sure, but I often respect, and so I had no gold ever. I often respect a feral, and I wanted to do loads of dungeons. As oh my god, there's a what? Okay, I guess we have to fight this long-toothed runner. As I was saying, I often used to respec, and then I wanted to do dungeons as a feral druid, but very few people would take me on or take a risk on someone like myself, which was unfair, to be honest. I was quite a good feral druid. I am a little bit biased. In any case, I didn't get to do many of the sort of the higher level dungeons because of the fact I was feral. So when it came to Dire Maul, I remember doing it one time, and the one time that I did it, I joined maybe halfway through. I had no clue what was going on, and I felt like an absolute noob. I remember I potentially, although I may be remembering this wrong, because I did it a few times, I slash leave party because I was so embarrassed one time because I got the mechanics wrong of something or whatever else. I can't remember, but I absolutely messed up, and I was too ashamed to stick around and get the abuse I so deserved from my party. Who is this guy? Aj Tordin. I don't know, but we should remember that he's there, and he has a quest too high for us. But that is not a normal elven name, so I'm wondering if he's maybe a green dragonflight aspect, something like that maybe. Now I'm keeping an eye out as well because I'm wondering if there's another alliance settlement around here, as I'm sure there's one over here. God, we should do this area. That's what we should do. I just wonder how we'll shoehorn that in from a roleplay point of view. I don't know if that'll be easy to do so. God, I do love this area actually. I think of all the areas that night elves sort of, the night elven areas, let's say. So you have what's the first one at the top here? Darkshore, Ashenvale, Felwood, Feralas. I think those are the major ones. I don't know, I'm falling in love right now with Feralas, just the look of it. Although they're pretty much the same. I don't know what it is about it, but I am really enjoying just running through this area again. Let's see if we can clear a little bit more of the fog of war around here. So I'd like to know the names of these places that we're running past or through. So hopefully this will clear up one of them. Nope, this hasn't cleared up anything. Oh, a level 44. God, let's get away from that. Definitely horde heavy so far. And if I was to see some alliance, that would give us a clue as well that we are... Oh, some alliance. Yeah, I was going to say that would give us a clue that there is a alliance hub around here too. So it seems like there might be. Yeah, there's a few alliance players here. Quite a few actually. Do you reckon we could run through here and up that? It looks like there might be a little path up the mountain there. Yeah, we'll try for that. Try running up this path. Oh my god. I have turned enemy nameplates off as well, just because I think it's a little bit nicer for immersion. We'll turn it on if we if we stop to do a quest somewhere. Oh, very pretty. Verdantis River. Didn't clear anything up on our map. Let's keep an eye out on the right, though, because we know that Diamore should be here. I was thinking it was there, but maybe I'm remembering incorrectly. I can see something over there, some marble structure. Or at least some stone wrought structure over here. Diamore, there we go. It's not how I remember it on the maps. Oh my god, this is big damage being done to us right now. Come on. Oh my gosh. I'm silenced. Oh, what a beast. That is basically a... That was basically a boss there. Or a very skilled player. Silenced us for the entire duration that we were in combat with it. So could not frost over it. And couldn't blink away. Tough mob. I am definitely not suited for the hardcore lifestyle. I'll say that. And Diamore, what I remember, it has... People seem to refer to it as Diamore East, Diamore West. Maybe there's another one as well. I don't know. God, let's stay away from that guy then. Rogue Veil Screecher, super tough. Oh my gosh, level question mark, Gordok Enforcer. Anything over here? There's a fire. Should have a look in here. Some cages. A little overgrown inside. Oh, a barrel with a skull on it. What is that about? And a plate with cheese and a square muffin. And a food axe, perhaps, like a butcher's knife. And a spade. Okay, I don't know what this camp's for. But someone must have been there somewhat recently. It's got a fire raging. Oh my god, another Veil Screecher. Get away from that. Shall we get on the road? Let's okay, come on, Gennal. Let's get on the road and play this safe. So it looks like then that this area here is a little bit lower level than the further west in Feralas we go. I was thinking there might be another quest area, as there were some alliance around here, but alas, we have not come across any other quest hub just yet. Because what I remember from my classic days is that there was this quest hub here, which basically drew you down into this area. I don't know how many, there may have been a few other quests. Maybe it was more expansive than I remember. I also remember there being like a shoreline here that made you, maybe there was like a goblin or there was some other sort of race. I think it was a goblin though. That would give you a quest to shrink the giants along that area and then kill them. Because they're elite giants, I think. And you cast this shrink ray or something onto them. And in doing so, they shrink down, become weakened, and then you take them out. But when I first did this quest as a noob 14-year-old, I didn't know the shrink ray was needed. And so I did the quest without using the shrink ray, which was ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. And my recollection is that I did accomplish it, but could be totally wrong on that front. Oh, look at this little waterfall there. Wow, quite nice. I say little, it's pretty large. I would love to go over here and just explore and see if my memory is correct, but there are some level 45 rogue veil screeches over there. And Gennal has already had some bad, has not made the best of introductions with them, let's say that. But what we will do is we'll go over here, and is there a boat or something? Oh no, there's a, oh my gosh. A question mark, undead hunter. Oh god. We'll stop by here, see if there's a quest. Oh, there is, but it's silver. Okay. So I was correct, it was a goblin. Zorbin.
Yeah, what do you want?
Fantastic. Oh, I love that. What is memory like? Memory is pretty cool. The fact that these just tiny details can stick with you, with one, so long. Now, is there a boat that goes from here across the water? I'm going to say yes, but because I can't be sure, I'll either be waiting here for a, let's say, a short period of time, 5 minutes max, or forever. And because that variance is so great, I am going to instead jump into the water and swim across. So let's do that. I've liked today so far. I mean, streaming today so far. It's a bit different, not sticking around reading quests and all the rest. Instead, we're doing a explore. We're submerging ourselves. God, that's not the right word. Oh, there is a boat. Look at that. But I'll stick with submerge. We're submerging ourselves in the nostalgia. I do not remember the name though. Sardor Isle. Yeah, I don't remember that at all. But apparently this is Sardor Isle. Should we have a look underneath the water, see what's going on? Ooh. Level 45 Coast Crawler Snap Claw. It's fairly deep around here. I wonder, this is a question for you all. What is the deepest body of water in Azeroth that is swimmable? So not one whereby, you know, oh yeah, the deepest is the Great Sea. No, I'm talking one, nothing like this, don't be silly. But I'm talking one that you can swim in without becoming fatigued and dying. I wonder what the deepest body of water is. I actually don't know. I might make a guess at something like the Swamp of Sorrows. The east of the Swamp of Sorrows over here. That seemed pretty deep when we were over there a while ago. Feathermoon Stronghold. That is a name I remember. Yeah, Sardor Isle. I don't remember that, but Feathermoon Stronghold. God, yeah, this is taking me back now. Alright, let's have a small explore. Gennal is very wary of these night elves. And these guards have just reported in. They've blown their horn to say, "High elf on the shore." We didn't take the normal entrance, the boat inwards, so they're also as wary of us as we are of them, if not more so. Right, let's take a look in here. So we have a Master Alchemist. Oh my gosh. Wow. And Kailana Windwhisper. Although we're a high elf, she recognizes alchemical talent. And she doesn't prejudice against us. So she will teach us these two fantastic elixirs. And Gennal has just thought to herself, actually, maybe she shouldn't have purchased those. She has very little in the way of gold, and she's saving it for something quite expensive. This is cool though. We just got a recipe nature protection potion for 20 silver. I am happy about that. I don't know where else we can get it. We probably can get it from other places, but the fact that it was right there in front of us for 20 silver sounds like a bargain to Gennal. So we're glad to pick that up. Right, what is in here? There's generally someone important at the top of these places. There is Quintus Jonespire. What a name. I don't know why I remember this. Evergreen pouch. Consume 2 Ungoro soil samples in a packet of Alendra seeds to make an evergreen herb casing. God, I can't remember what that's about. Anyway, not important for Gennal right now. So it seems to be that this area is higher level than Gennal is right now. And as I've said before, Gennal isn't the biggest fan of high elves, so we're simply exploring. And even if there were quests, we wouldn't necessarily pick them up unless these people were in dire need of our help. But then again, someone has to give the other the olive branch. It may be Gennal that does that. The high elves may be too stubborn. Sorry, the night elves may be too stubborn for that. Right, let's get this flight master. And once we have, we will move on again. And Gennal is, or has, the worst timing ever. She's definitely going to miss this boat. And if that's the case, she's going to have to rely on Tommy once again, Tommy the turtle, to swim her over to the mainland. Yes, she's going to have to rely on Tommy. Maybe what she'll do. Yeah, she's had a look at her map. She's got her map out. She's unfurled it. And she's going to swim over here to the closest shoreline. Off she goes. What a nice swim. So from what I remember though, there should be another area, I think, up here for Alliance. But once again, I could be misremembering. Or maybe it was like a cataclysm thing. So that will be our next target. After Gennal has dried herself off, we will head towards that. Oh look, there are the shrunken shore striders I was talking about earlier. As you can see, zapped shore strider. Gosh. Grunt Fizzky. He's at the level right now of 47, where he's looking at us, Gennal, and thinking, yeah, fresh meat. Because beyond, I think, this sort of level difference, 8 levels, he would probably be thinking to himself, yeah, too easy a target. But here, I think it's just on the cusp of him still getting a little bit of honor from me, or from Gennal. So we'll keep our distance as much as we can. Not provoke him. Yeah, so in Feralas, then it definitely seems like the further west you go, the higher level the mobs. It's a nice little pool here, though. It's not actually. It's not a pool at all. So I don't think there's a way to get up here. This is the path we need to get up. It looks like we're gonna have to make our way, or snake our way up here some other way, some other path. Yeah. Oh, good. Tommy managed to jump through there. Tommy always surprises me. I mean, he's a turtle that's extremely lithe. He must have scored very highly in agility. And something about Tommy as well is that the more running he's been doing, or the more adventuring with Gennal, he's absolutely become more swift. He's got a bit of pace to him now. His stamina has always been fantastic. You ask him to run, he'll run for days, non-stop. He is an auto runner. But speed was something he needed to work on. And I have to say, yeah, he's pretty rapid. You look at his little legs go. Wow. Jumping ability, though, that's pretty much stayed the same. He was always a very good jumper. Couldn't really improve much more upon that jumping skill. Anything here? Some nice herbs. Oh God, we're right in the thick of it here as well, aren't we? No. Oh, our least favourite mob in the entire game. I don't know what we can do here. Maybe we can shield. Okay, we've got a little bit of distance. But the rogue bell screecher is a disgusting mob. Ah, I see a path, but another rogue bell screecher. God, I don't know what we're going to do. We're silenced. Oh my gosh, well done. Well done, Tommy. Those little legs. Oh God. Get away from this one. Shall we... Let's bandage. Let's do that. Because we haven't made any food, so let's just bandage. Do you reckon that we could blink over here? Oh, he's moving away. Good. No, no. Gennal. As I said before, she's no arcane expert. She just needs to keep practicing those arcane spells. Okay, what speed do we reckon that Tommy's at right now? So I just saw that druid with travel form. Travel form is 40% speed. But I don't remember what level. Oh my God, question mark mobs. Yeah, but I don't know what Tommy's at. Maybe he's at like 35? That's interesting. I reckon this is a 60 hunter. And their turtle, gar. Their turtle probably called... Yeah, that turtle is definitely called Zumi. That's a Zumi turtle. But I reckon that must be like... I don't know, like 65% speed? Maybe 60% speed. I'm not sure, but I think we're about 35. Better than nothing, but I was also looking forward to getting a new mount too. Tommy deserves a little bit of a holiday. You know, maybe a vacation to the seaside. Maybe even settle down, get a nice wife turtle. Something like that. Oh, a little fire. What's going on up there? Gregan Brew Spewer. Gennal's got her binoculars out right now. She's having a look over there. And you can see a little dwarf. But she can't get over there because there are gorillas in the way and they're too scary. So she'll continue along this path instead. Okay. Senior Sergeant Falcula. So, just to... Oh, actually, 1 second, guys. I just need to send a quick message. One other thing that I wanted to say earlier is that our normal routine for streaming is mornings, early mornings. And I'm not doing that right now. I am playing right now in the evening, but from tomorrow we'll be back to morning streams. So we will be back to our regularly scheduled programming tomorrow. Look at this guy though, Miblon Snarltooth, level 50. What is this race again? I can't remember what they're called. But how weird. Can we talk to him? Grumble, grumble. Wow, what a voice. What's in here? Evo roots. What in the world is this? This is mental. What is that over there? Ruins of Ravenwood. Oh my god, there's so much that I want to explore. we are going to have to make some... We have to extend the olive branch to the Night Elves. We're going to have to find a reason to do so, or Gennal's going to have to find it within herself to make that first move. But we need to come back here. This is a fantastic region that we want to explore. So I don't really remember much about... Oh, actually, what is over here? Because I said to you before that I thought that there was like an alliance area over here. I can't remember though. Maybe I'm misremembering entirely. Because it could be that I'm thinking of Desolace, because I know there is one in the top right of Desolace, the northeast. What if I... Let's go over here, Gennal, and just have a... See if we can find some high ground and have a look down. Can't go around there. We can get back to the main path, can't we? So let's just take a look around here. Oh my god. No, totally wrong. Jademere Bogard. This looks like... So the green dragonkin are here. This must mean... I think it must mean this. Is that a portal? Yeah. So if you remember back in the Swamp of Sorrows, there's a similar band of green dragonflies over there with a portal, and we stayed far away from them, and we're doing the same here again. There is no way that we can venture anywhere close to these ones without provoking them. So back away, Gennal. Good idea. Okay, so into Desolace we go. Desolace is somewhere else that I remember a bit more, I think, because I think that the centaurs were kind of a massive feature of Desolace. And there was an alliance zone in the northeast. Oh, here we go. But then there was also this pretty cool sort of quest where you had to choose which side of the centaurs that you wanted a quest for. You could either be on the Kolkar, I think, or the Gelkis, I'm going to guess, is the other side. Rexar. Oh, Rexar Misha, the half ogre, half orc. He patrols, I think, all the way through Desolace, so we're pretty lucky to come across him here. Wow. But yeah, he is a horde. So I thought he was actually neutral at this point in the game. I don't remember though. Anyway, Desolace is where we are, and it looks like some of the mobs might be the right level for us to stick around here for a while too. So we do have some quests here, so let's keep our eye on the prize. We have Brother Anton in the Alliance town of Nigel's Point, which I believe is the place up there. Yeah, Nigel's Point. I saw it come up there, the name. And beyond that, annoyingly, I think we did have another question. Oh, well, it wasn't the... I think there was another quest here, but I can't remember. Yeah, there was another quest here from Dustwallow Marsh, but I totally forgot to pick it up. So I wasn't planning on coming to Desolace right now. Balendril, good evening, Gennal. I hope your training in the mage ways are going well. Wow, what a formal message. Balendril. Let's say, good evening, my friend. Indeed, the ways of the mage are succeeding. There we go. Manorock Coven, that's where he wanted us to go. The guy from Dustwallow, and we did not pick up the quest. So at some point we'll have to fly our way back Dustwallow, which we'll do. Get that quest, come back here. It'll all be much easier once we have the flight paths. After this long journey, though, both Gennal and Tommy, particularly Tommy, are going to need to lie down, going to need a little sleep, as it's been a tremendous journey. In miles, what do you reckon? In miles, going from Dustwallow all the way to Desolace. That's, I'm going to guess, 15 miles. No, it's got to be a lot more than that. That's ridiculously short. I'm going to guess, because they sort of like, they shrink the world down in game. But in reality, let's say that Feralas, for example, is maybe 60, let's say 60 miles across. God, if we think about this a lot, I reckon that we've traveled 300 miles. That's not that much, to be honest. That's kind of like me from... Is 300 miles, is that a lot? Yeah, I think it's from like Chester, or sorry, sort of Liverpool, let's say, in the UK, all the way down to Southampton. So right down the coast. I think that's about 300 miles. And that's maybe like a 4-hour drive, 4.5-hour drive. So if that's correct, then Kalimdor isn't that big. So let's say instead 1,000-mile journey on foot is what Gennal and Tommy have done, going from Dustwallow to here. That's also ridiculous. We should do a calculation and say 1 minute of travel in game is 5 miles. No, that can't work, because that means that the whole of Theramore is like 10 miles across. 1 minute of travel. 5 minutes of travel is 1 mile across. Let's do that. Yeah, I think that's probably fair. And if that is the case, then the world is actually tiny. Yeah, well, it's actually tiny then. I'm rambling now, but I wonder if anyone has actually tried to work out what a reasonable sort of scale that Azeroth actually is. You know, one minute walking or running at 100% speed, at normal sort of running speed, equals what? I'm sure that some nerd out there has actually done this. Cork, what are you doing out here? Under normal circumstances, Rigger and I would lead Akodo past the Kolkar Centaur. Every now and then I hear the Centaur war drums, and when we hear those, we stop. It's not good for business to be dead. I'll tell you what, Mage, if you protect us past Kolkar village, we'll make it worth your while. It's just a short distance. All you need to do is to keep the caravan intact, and you can pick up your reward from Smeed Scrabble's crew. He is down the road a bit. We do a little business together. Well, Cork, can you just wait here for a while, maybe a day, and we'll come back? Right now, we have a mission to do. I'll be here until I can get past his Kolkar, so yeah, sure. Thanks, Cork. God, I feel a bit bad leaving him there in the middle of Desolace. He's not like, there's not even a service station nearby for him to, you know, sit down at and get a nice coffee. What do they have in Azeroth? They don't have coffees. Maybe like a thistle tea. Thistle tea. What else do they have? I don't know if there's any coffee. But yeah, the only one I can think of is thistle tea. Okay, what else have we got here? A few more sort of old night elf type ruins, which normally are populated now by satyrs. I think they're satyrs. Yes, look at that. Hate Fury Fellswarm. But our target is up there. we need to get to this archway. As I believe that is Nigel's point. Oh, someone in we're receiving a message across the Mage airways. I think the mages have set up some sort of like reconnaissance so that people can basically send magical messages that can be heard by anyone that tunes into the right magical frequency. And apparently Hollowheart is very angry right now. And he just wants to do his quest, so stop killing him. Maybe we should mute him from that chat. You know, I don't think the mages want that kind of language on their chat channel. Anyway, there seem to be a few quests here and a moonwell. And this is an interesting area because actually this could work pretty well for Gennal's introductions to the Night Elves. Because we have humans that are working together with the Night Elves. So I reckon that this could be another step towards Gennal's story of her sort of feelings towards the Night Elves and you know, it very well could be that it wasn't the Night Elves that necessarily stopped her from or didn't take her in. It was the Night Elf government that made the decision not to help the High Elves when the Scourge invaded. In any case, we will continue with Gennal's story and see where that leads us and see what she thinks. No more post, nothing from the auction house. What we'll do right now, though, is we have to meet this guy here, this Scarlet Crusade emissary, Brother Anton, as we were told to go to him from the emissary in the catacombs of Stormwind Cathedral. We're here. I received word of aid arriving from the east. Are you the source of these rumors? Have you come here to help the Scarlet Brother in its crusade? If so, then listen close. I will be frank. We are at war with the Scourge. It is an evil that corrupts our people and infects our land. It must be stopped, for it overwhelms us and drags our world into shadow. We of the Scarlet Crusade have sworn to fight the Scourge with body and soul. If you are with us, then gather your courage and prove your allegiance. Destroy the undead ravages of Desolus in the Valley of Bones to the south. Do this, and the Crusade will embrace you. This is cool. I don't remember if there were Scarlet Crusade quests ever in Classic, but the fact that we can do some quests for them now is kind of interesting. I should do a bit more research into the Scarlet Crusade and their origins, but it seems like they're just sort of like an offshoot branch of fanatics that absolutely hate undead, or Scourge rather, and also anything that has now become, you know, sort of any undead that have that are no longer under control of Scourge. They hate them too, which is fine. I mean, we're hostile to them too. Maybe there's more to it. I can't really remember, but yeah, I'll do some reading into them and their origins. I know that they also worship the light, so I guess they're just a bit fanatical. Right, so let's have a look around and see what's going on in this area. There seemed to be a few quests that we saw further down the hill. There's a nice door here with some moons, different orientations. It's quite cool. Doesn't go anywhere though, unfortunately. I love the mix though of human settlement plus night elven. I know there's even some. Are these centaurs? Or I'm sure they're called something else. Not dryads, is it? It's, I can't remember their name. Keeper Mirandis. Mirandis, talk to us. May Cenarius guide you, Mage. I am here in this corrupt land with my sisters on a mission of great importance to the Cenarian Circle. But only those who are powerful enough, I ask, speak to me about such matters. To send a lesser being would be folly. The lingering mother. While my mission here is focused on the centaur, it is my duty as a keeper to heal the world whenever it may suffer. Southwest of here, there is a spirit in this land that cries out in pain. She had no name in life, but the Tauren know her spirit as Palkiote, Grey Mother, in their tongue. Palkiote lost one of her sons in this land long ago, before the sundering of the world. Yet she would not leave his side. She remained here for many long years, as the trees grew and the world changed around her, until at last she too passed to the side of her beloved child. She remains here as a restless spirit. The years long of her life and her dedication to a single task make her mighty, but she has long passed from the warmth of love for kin. You will need many allies to lay her to rest, hero, but that is what I ask you to do. Wow. Keeper Mirandis, we have never met anyone of your ilk. Fascinating. And look at his arm. It's like one is just humanoid, the other branch-like. Fascinating. Well, Keeper Mirandis, we are inspired by your presence, awed by it, and we will do as you ask. Gennal should take a moment now. I mean, that is an encounter that she will not forget. Wowee. So that quest. Yeah, so these are actually quite nice as well. I mean, it's a yellow quest. So definitely we are in the right area. So this is nice. I mean, we have an introduction to the Night Elves here. Veritanis Sky River. She's giving him a very forced nod, but she isn't making any snide remarks. So she's recognizing that there are Night Elves here who are not the leaders of the Night Elves. So, perhaps they would have taken in the High Elves if they had the choice rather than their leaders. Okay, let's keep going. Right, we have a few more quests here. Two humanoids, two humans, they're all humanoids, and a night elf as well. Let's talk to Valarial Demon Slayer. What a name. I am Valarial Gennal. I've come here to discover the whereabouts of two missing nobles of a Darnassian merchant family, House Malum. The father of the house fears the worst, and I am to do everything I can to find his missing children. I have yet to start my search for Tyrannus or Delinda, but I am hopeful I shall not be here long. Last word tells of them passing through the Stone Talon Mountains a few weeks ago. If you find their wagon, please come find me immediately. Okay, Tyrannus, we'll do that. Brian, they've done the equation. They certainly have.
Well met.
Okay, so Captain Penteghast. What a name, I love it. The Alliance is many stakes in Desolace, and our hold here is unstable. Will you help us? We are fortunate the Centaur clans fight among themselves. If they join into a single force, then they will be unstoppable. Yes, we're fortunate and we should press our advantage. One of the Centaur clans, the Gelkis clan, is in brutal war with the Magrum. If we attack the Magrum, then perhaps an alliance may be struck with the Gelkis. Speak with Uthek the Wise in the outskirts of the Gelkis camps in southwestern Desolace. Through her, we might strike an alliance with the Gelkis. Okay, so this is getting a friendly reputation with the Gelkis, then speak to Uthek. I remember these. I did think that there was a choice that we could make, though. Yeah, brutal politics. Here we go. So Desolace is a land at war. The Centaurs wage war with each other, and we believe the victor among them will spill out and threaten our strongholds. That we cannot allow. We must learn how to beat the Centaurs, and to do that, we must ally with one of the clans. The Magram Centaurs war with the Gelkis. If you fight the Gelkis, then the Magram might consider an alliance. Earn the favour of the Magrams and speak to Warwick in the Magram village in southeastern Desolace. Now, Penteghast, you've told us to do both things. Become friendly with Gelkis or the Magram. Which do you advise? Choice is up to you. You do what you think best, Gennal. Okay, Penteghast. This could have long-lasting repercussions, though. Do what you must. Okay. Corporal Melkins, hello. Many clans make up the Centaur race. Each has its own leader and agenda, but all the clans have one thing in common: cruelty. Were I ever to find peace, then the Centaurs must be removed. So I put you on the task of doing just that. While wandering desolate, hunt Centaur and take their ears. Bring me many, many ears. Do this in service to the Alliance, Gennal, and we'll be one step closer to the war's end. All right, no problem. We'll do that. And we'll do that while we're doing Pendergast's quest. Now, I don't know which clan of Centaurs to gain favour with. I think in the past I just killed those that were closest to Nigel's point, which was these ones. I can't remember what they're called, but I killed those ones over and over again. Anyway, I think we have all the quests for this area right now. What is this? Reclaimers Inc. Keldrig or Kreldig Ungor. The Reclaimers Incorporated is his faction. I don't know what that faction is. Interesting. We can't talk to him either. Right, we have had a run around here. I don't think there are any more quests for us to get, so I think we can get started. But getting started will be something that we will do next time. We have done quite a bit today. We've explored a tremendous amount of the world, well, of Kalimdor. And we have seen all of Feralas, which was an extremely nostalgic experience for me. There's a lot that I forgot and a lot that came back to me when we passed through that area. And we've made introductions with some of the Night Elves, a gentle introduction from going through the most easterly point of Feralas, where we were met by some Night Elves with contempt. They thought themselves better than us. We've come all the way through Feralas to Desolus, where we've met an amazing, I don't want to say beast, but demigod who gave us a quest up there. And we've actually had some civil conversations with Night Elves. So this bodes quite well for Gennal's future relations with Night Elves. And so with all that being said, I think we will leave it here, and I'll be back tomorrow morning, bright and early, to continue our story. So for now, thank you very much for joining, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.